The gloves are a massive part of everything because it gives you so much confidence and improves your game, improves you mentally, technically, everything in it. So I think it's such a massive thing, and obviously we've worked with some great people on them so far. And
I know that's it. So like, a quick story about that. Should we just say like, Mark got in touch with a really, really good coach in Barcelona, don't you? You've got quite a nice relationship with him, Javi Ferrando in Barcelona. He's the under-19s coach, and he's really on board with how we think. And did he do it first, even? Was that his sort of approach to training before?
I've been training like a long time like that, like similar to us. Like he'd try to replicate things that would happen in a game, but like without knowing the real science behind it. But obviously now there's been a lot more research within that field, and like there's a lot more back into why you do the things that we do and they do. So
because you had a good relationship with him, he believed in the gloves as well, didn't he? He wanted to see them for himself. So we had a nice trip to Barcelona.
Oh, sorry, how he found out about them? He'd spoke to David Raya's coach.
Oh, did he?
And when he was at Brentford, because he's good friends with the Brentford goalkeeper coach.
So Xavi in Barcelona spoke to David Raya's coach, who had been wearing them at Brentford training. He found out about the gloves and he wanted to see them for himself. So we, rather than just posting them, we thought, we'll have to go and meet. I'll use an excuse to go to Barcelona and meet Xavi. So we took some gloves over for him to look at and to hopefully use in sessions. So we took them over there. He then gave them straight to Bussy, didn't he? His boss, Sergio Busquets' dad, who's head of goalkeeping at Barcelona.
I think he'd heard about them, Busquets' dad, so he was saying, I want to try these.
He wanted to try them too. So we're giving them to him. He then passed them to his goalies, but then we stuck around to watch the under 16s implement the gloves straight away. And like one of the first things we heard, that we're using them, and their coach says like he's figured out he's made a mistake. Then
it was a scoop, wasn't it?
It was a scoop that he was just sort of killing all the time, wasn't he? They call it the kill, don't they? Like, or you just stop the ball and then get out a second time.
Actually, yeah.
And he sort of solved his own problem because everything was just bouncing out of him when he was trying to just kill the ball in these gloves. And then he sorted his own issue out. He started correcting himself by getting over the top of the ball and keeping it safe from the first goal, and that was without seeing anything. It was just the gloves being the coach.
I totally forgot about that. That's like that is huge, isn't it? Like,
we should mention that more. Like, without us doing anything, any education, just by using the sessions in a glove, just by using the gloves in a session without saying anything, goalkeepers will like figure out what they need to do to secure the ball.
That like goes back to like Lee's point, saying like how they're like a coach themselves, aren't they? The glove,
right?
But that's like
Arthur said that Arthur's signing at Wolves, used them for 6 months of working with us, and that was what he said. It was the gloves felt like a coach to him, and I think it's a great point.
It's a great thing to start from, isn't it? If you kind of train with us, like just get the gloves. Like, it's an amazing investment, and you'll improve loads just from that. Not just handling, but just like your concentration through games and stuff like that. But back to Barcelona, so they were using them in a session, and that happened. So we had amazing feedback straight away. We showed them to Arnau Tenas, who's now at PSG. He took it upon him, so like he took it as a challenge that he was going to, the next day at Barca B training, he was going to catch everything in them. So they were used. We got feedback from Javi, didn't they, that they all used them the next day.
Arnau as well, a message, didn't he, saying loved wearing them, and he thought it was such a challenge.
So Barca B are now using them, but it's just like the story of our business, isn't it? Like, there's so many good things happening, and we can't say much at all. Like, Barcelona's sponsored by Nike, obviously, so they're not plugging loads of photos of the Barca B training and stuff, and they've all got the gloves on. So we've just got to.
Especially when we made them the Barcelona edition.
I know, got some Barcelona colours gloves made, and so they're using them. And we can't really shout about it. We haven't been able to get any photos of people in them. We know that they work for them, and if they're good enough for Barcelona, they're good enough for.
That's it though. Like when I was saying, you get some goalie coach at such a low level saying, they're bad. Kids shouldn't be wearing them. Goalies shouldn't be wearing them. They create bad habits, and then you get Barcelona who love using them. So I know who I would listen to out of those. So
I know.
Especially somebody like Javi, who's had an amazing career as a coach, and Busquets' dad. I think it's...
And I feel like Javi's like a top coach that people haven't heard about because he's not a first time goalkeeper coach at a Premier League club when he could easily be, and he could be developing these goalies still. But he's had like, I don't know how many he said, but maybe like 3 or 4 being international goalkeepers from him, and like Peña was one of his goalies, and he's made his debut for Barcelona. He's been playing for Barcelona. Tenas, obviously, he's played. He's at PSG now, so it's like again another one who's like we respect so much, but he's nowhere near known as what he should be. But we've a lot of appreciation for him, like to buy into the gloves as well, and he wouldn't have bought into them if he didn't think they were going to help his goalkeepers.